like being a father or grandfather?
So what it's like being a father and a grandfather, the number one thing, if I can think of one word, is available.
Available.
Means you're always available. You have to be available. And being available covers a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's a great question, by the way.
All right. Number 2. When did you buy your first car?
I personally bought my first car in 1981. 1981, it was a 1980 Chevy Monte Carlo. It was a nice car, I wish I still had it. It was blue with a white interior, and it had like a little blue leather strip around the roof as well, and it had the little lights on the outside. It was a very, very nice car, also known as a badass car.
Yeah, that sounds so nice.
Yep.
Number 4. What
3?
was your
What
first
happened to
job?
3?
Oh, what year did you buy your first house?
I bought my, thank you, by the way. These are great questions. It's amazing that you came up with these all on your own. So I bought my first house in, let's see, I was 23. So that was 1984. 1980, so it couldn't have been 1984. So I must have been 25. It was 1986. I bought my first house. So I was 24, almost 25.
All right. Number 4. What was your
It was,
first job?
you want to ask me where it was?
Yeah, where was it?
It was a townhouse in Santa Cruz, California.
Okay.
I bought that house for $130,000 and sold it 6 months later for $195,000.
Wow. That is crazy.
It is crazy.
Number 4. What was your first job?
My first job, I was a maintenance worker. This was a summer job program in New York City. So New York City had this program called a Cedar Job Program. It was for underserved communities, kids that were at risk. So they had these summer job programs to try to get the kids like me an opportunity to earn a living. So I worked at this place called Brookhaven Cancer Research Center. It was in Brooklyn, New York, and I was 15 years old, and I was a maintenance person. And part of that job was to clean up everything. And it's a cancer research center, so they used to do the research on mice. And I would take the trash out every day, not knowing what was in the trash, until one day the bag busted open. You know what was in that bag?
What?
What do you think was in the bag?
Stuff that you didn't know?
A bunch of dead mice.
Ew, that is gross.
That is very gross. And at 15 years old, you can imagine how gross it was to me. Ask me what I did next.
What did you do?
I left that bag right there, and I acted like nothing happened. I went back inside. I went picking up all those dead mice. But go ahead, keep on going. What's the next question?
And number 5. Tell your family something that we don't already know about you.
Wow. That's going to be a tough one. Something that you don't already know about me. Boy, that's a really, really good question, by the way. Well, I don't know if you know this or not, but when I first got back from overseas in the Marine Corps, I had $250, period, to my name. I had no car, and I lived a mile and a half from the bus stop, the city bus. And I had to walk a mile and a half every morning to the bus stop to get on the bus. That bus would take me to the base, which was Camp Pendleton, and then another 45-minute drive from that bus stop on the base to my unit, which was San Onofre. And so it would take me literally about 2.5 hours one way every morning that I worked to go to work, and then it would take me another 2.5 hours to get home. So 5 hours a day, I was traveling to and from work.
Wow. I didn't
That's a
know that.
lot. But you gotta do what you gotta do. The other thing about that time in my life was that not having any money, we had to eat cup noodles. There were these little things that you just put hot water in, they were noodles, and you would eat those. They were like 30 cents each. And so for about 2 weeks, I ate those morning, noon, and night for meals. There's no other food, there's no other money. That's the only thing we could afford.
Jeez. That's hard.
It is hard. What else you got?
That's it.
Give granddaddy a hug.
No, nothing about my cool haircut, about my goatee, nothing about any of that stuff. It's okay, come on, man. Bring it in here. Love you, man. Thank you for the questions.
You're welcome.